To divide complex numbers, if you have an I in the denominator, we know that I stands for the square root of -1. So having an I in the denominator is like having a radical in the denominator. And from reviewing the appendix, we're going to treat them the same way, and we're going to rationalize the denominator by using the conjugate, or in our case, you could say the complex conjugate. So to divide and write the result in standard form, it's kind of like multiplying. If you have radicals, you need to change them to i's first. So we would have -5 over 6i. So if the complex conjugate, which we learned before in multiplying, is the opposite of the bi part, then we need to multiply this by -6i. And whatever we do on the bottom, we need to do on the top. And so that's going to give us a +30i in the top and a -36i squared on the bottom. But the negative sign in the I squared, since that's -1, we can rewrite that as just 36 on the bottom. And so if we simplify that, that will reduce to 5i over 6. Or again, if we want to keep it in our standard form, we should say 5, 6i. So when you have an imaginary number or a complex number that has the real and imaginary part, this is when we're going to use the complex conjugate. So just like before, you're going to do the opposite sign, so it's going to be 4 plus 5i. Whenever you do on the bottom, you have to do on the top. On the top, you can distribute that if you want to, but we're eventually just going to be factoring that back out if we can. So we might as well just leave it as 2 times 4 plus 5i. And the bottom we'll need to distribute. So that will give us 16 plus 20i minus 20i minus 25i squared. So on the top, we're still going to have our 4 plus 5i multiplied by 2. And on the bottom, our positive 20i and negative 20i will cancel out. That will leave us with 16 minus 25i squared. But as we just learned, I squared is -1. And so we could rewrite that on the bottom as 16 plus 25. Which is equal to 41. So we can rewrite the top and put it over 41. If we could reduce the 2 and 41, we would. So this is in simplest form as far as that goes, but to put it in standard form, we need to separate the real part and the imaginary part. So you could distribute the 2 now on the top, making it 8 plus 10i all over 41. So now it's easily separated into 8 over 41 plus 10 over 41i.